Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah, tell him, bro.
yeah. I'm staring in the mirror at the only one I trust. Been down on my luck, so when you see me now I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. I'm looking in the mirror at the only one I with. I've been held me down, so when you see me now I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. It's anything but
diamond in the rough, yeah, we had it tough, yeah, we had the pressure and the pressure done its stuff. Oh, I'm not flexing when I'm brushing off the dust, no. All this pain and the tears made my shoulders rust. In this life, gotta do what you must, build your value up, gotta earn trust, avoid fuss. Maybe you don't know the facts, you don't know enough. You can judge me all you want, cause every day I send love. Every day I do me, makes me wanna see you, makes me wanna see more, makes me wanna see through. Maybe we become one, maybe this is the thing. There's an energy and flavor to the things that you bring to the table, or any way you're able. Real work turns into gold when you're stable. Now life feels sweet like syrup, like maple. Wouldn't change a thing about my past to stay grateful.
I'm staring in the mirror at the only one I trust. Been down on my luck, so when you see me now I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. I'm looking in the mirror at the only one I with. I've been held me down, so when you see me now I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. It's anything but luck now. I'm busy doing me, I'm out their range, I'm out of reach now. Almost let it drown, but they found me off the freestyle. Product of that ground, you seeing her eye me down. She wanna vibe, trying to see if she can slide. It's in the green now, it's snakes from my past. They look at me where I'm at, thinking they can hit my line, and I'ma help them on their feet now. I had a few I looked up to, they showing different shades. They might have blocked a couple rays, but now they watching but beam down. I struggle to open doors to places that come to life if I step inside. I learned to cut the keys down. Got it locked, this demon stirring a pot with pretty faces and plots that try to knock me off my feet now. No new friends, I had so many hit my line for the freebie, but if you see me out, you gotta pay the fee now. All these things you never cared to see me for is what I let the world see now. I'm staring in the mirror at the only one I trust. Been down on my luck, so when you see me now I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. I'm looking in the mirror at the only one I with. I've been held me down, so when you see me now I'm up. I'm fresh up out that mud, I'm a diamond in the rough. So when you see me shining now, know it's anything but luck. It's anything but luck now.
Looking down at those who left me, promise I'm not being petty. I'm the one they envy, Brody moving state to state. Make $1 million out to send me, plus I grinded from the start. I was stacking pennies, I might dip like Machiavelli. After the confetti, who ready? We ready? Who ready? We ready? Who ready? Who? We ready? Who? Who ready? Who? We ready? Not fake, never been fraud. Been great, still a little flawed. Always need sign when they call. Order up a drink while I'm sitting at the bar. Like, I need a strong tail, Nico make two. Honey Jack with a little bit of juice. CYA throwing up the dose. I'm all in. I try to get some peace, that's all I need. I try to get some peace, that's all I need. My phone right back on D&D. Lately my phone on D&D.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl T.
What up? What up? King Kings, Pretty Timmy. You can't go wrong.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. We are here with Drinks and Deliberation, also known as D&D. So turn your phones on Do Not Disturb. D&D, you get it? You get
Yes.
it? You get it?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, tonight we are talking about potential. Is potential enough? Is a person having potential enough to take a chance on them? So most of our questions and discussions today will be centered around that. So hopefully everybody will participate willingly and to be able to speak their minds. But guess what? We won't be doing it ourselves. We have guests with us. So tonight, the guests that we do have on the panel, we got House of X in the building and the Love and Live show. Hey, how y'all doing?
Hola.
All right. How you doing, Leo and Wanston? What's been going on today?
Doing great. Been up
Good.
since 7 in the morning, child.
Ooh, yes. Well, we've been up too, but we've been out, and as you can see, my hair is telling it. This is my hair in a sweaty natural state. It had some curls earlier that ain't working no more. So I'm glad it kept a shape to it. At least it keep a shape to it, so it won't look too bad.
Well, let's see.
Well, thank you.
We were at a con all day.
That looks really nice too. Yeah,
Natural look.
that's
Damn.
nice. Yes.
Well, thank you. Look, he talking about his natural look. You ain't got natural, just skin. That's all on your
You
head.
can't go wrong with ball.
There you go.
Hey, Lenora and Elia, how y'all doing? And what y'all been up to?
Yeah, how you doing?
What y'all been up to today?
Ooh, we've been doing events today. We're doing our business.
Yeah.
Doing
Ooh.
pop-up markets today. We did 2 of them.
Ooh. So
Yeah.
y'all been busy today too.
Yeah.
Oh, all right then. Yo, pop-ups. Pop-up at the pop-up. Ain't that what you said? I mean, listening to the like when y'all lives go. I'll be sitting in the car driving because usually y'all know when I listen to y'all, it's usually I'm en route home.
Yeah.
So I'll be listening, I'll be sitting there. I was like, pop up. Yeah. I love that. I let it play for my husband. He was cracking up, boy. I was like, that is a song and a half right there. Look, I thought House of X had the only hot intro song going on. Y'all got the intro and the extra.
It's tight, man. It's tight.
All right, well, we're going to say hello to those that we do have in the building, okay? House of X, you are on the panel. We got Tater Dom in the house. Hey, Tater, how you doing?
What up,
Welcome
Tater?
in. Thanks for being a member. How's it going for you this evening? And we got Shay's Adventures in the house. Hey, Shay, how are everything going with you today?
What up?
And
What up?
we got Miss Ronette today. I thought you was going to be on the panel today, ma'am. You just gonna be in the comments. You decide to be in the comments today. That's okay. Don't be calling her no punk.
Oh, my bad.
You don't like me talking about your brother.
Pimp.
You don't like me talking about your sibling.
I ain't talking about her.
Yes, you did.
What I say?
You call her punk.
Oh, you call her punk? See, even your sister just
I
agreed
didn't
with
call
her.
Oh, shit.
Scared to be on the camera. You scared? Say you scared.
Ronette, I sent you the link in it's in YouTube. Go to the post, you'll see the link in there and just click on that and it'll open up.
I ain't scared of you no more. I used to be scared of you. I ain't scared of you no more. Because I see you got chicken in your blood.
You need to make sure your Wi-Fi acting right. We ain't got time for that tonight. All right. Hey, Keisha H, how you doing? Welcome in.
What up,
Good
fam?
to see you. Good to see you.
Hey.
Hope everything is going good for you this evening. We're just coming in. We're just coming in from the Cancer Walk. And so I'm just gonna say it like I was just telling the panel guests up here today. My hair ain't looking right, so I don't feel like I'm looking nice today because my curls is gone, but I've been reassured by the panel that it looks fine. So
Yes.
I'm gonna internalize that. I'm gonna internalize that. Okay. All right. So because I just look at my hair as my crown. My hair determined. You know, when I was little, my godmother would always say, "Girl, come here, let me do your hair because you act better when your hair is done." And I just seem to do that now with my hair. If I don't feel my hair is nice, my attitude be like, "Don't talk to me. Like I don't want to be bothered with nobody."
Oh.
But you can't tell me nothing when my hair is done. I'm talking to everybody. Hey, how you doing?
That's right. That's right.
All right. So let's get into this. All right. So today we're talking about potential. And so I did collect a couple of clips, which we will base this conversation off of. I'm gonna play a couple of them. Okay. So the first question, as we all know, is potential enough? Is potential enough to take a chance on somebody? Right? All right. So let's look at this first clip.
Listen, it's important to understand that potential is not enough. Are you able to love them for who they are today, even if they never change? And based upon the answer to that question, that should determine whether you should move forward or not.
All right, so that's one. But then also, when people are considering potential,
I don't date for potential. I look at the person as they are right this moment.
Right.
And you know, this isn't to discount what you're saying, but I don't give a damn about your vision unless it's in works.
That's the reason why I said system.
So you can tell me
Because
all
the
day,
system is
oh, I
already
got
running.
dreams to be in this and this and that. It's like, what are you doing?
Right.
Men don't look at us and go, oh man, she has the potential to be in shape.
Exactly.
Exactly. How you are today
How
is
you
what
are
they
today
want.
wants
You
to
won't
be
even get a
yes.
second look.
You
Not
damn, and you
second,
and you
but-
They don't
hold
look at you and
on.
go, oh,
I'm gonna say
wow.
this, and you damn sure, you damn near only disappointed when she starts changing from what you married her to
From
be.
what you married her.
So I'm going to
That's
keep that
right.
same energy, and I'm going to operate the same way that a man operates.
all right. Okay, give me 1 second, y'all. 1 minute. There we go. All right. And hey, this is Ronette Neesmith. She is our member. She just came from the Cancer Walk. All right, we got our squares. This is our final squares for tonight. And we are talking about potential. So with those clips that was just played, what it sounds like is, you know, in terms of potential, most of what the message is saying that you are to accept the person as they are today, assuming that they're not going to change, right? So with potential, most people look at potential as, okay, I see where you are today, but my assumption is that you're going to grow later. So what are your thoughts? And since you're the first one that wanted trying to interrupt me talking, I'm going to let you go
because
first.
you said assuming they're not going to change. You said that.
No, what? No, that's what they're saying is, what they're saying is potential is not enough. You should be accepting the person as they are. With the assumption that they won't change, which meaning you need to accept them, right?
Well, that's not
But
potential.
then there are that's what he was saying. That's what the first clip was saying is potential is not enough. You need to accept the person, accept what you have now. Now, if they change, that's fine. But what are your thoughts about is potential enough for you? Because we're gonna ask everybody up here, is potential enough for you?
Am I going first?
Yeah, you can go first because you want to first start talking. Go ahead.
Oh, first of all,
and don't take over the whole show.
I'm not gonna take over the show.
Okay.
First of all, I'm gonna do the King's rule because it is about the King. Potential ain't never enough. You know what I'm saying? Because the bottom line is we always want more. As we get older, we want more. As time changes, you want more. What you like when you was 15, you don't like when you 25. What you like when you was 25, you don't like when you 35. Potential is never enough. And then you start off with somebody saying, hey, one of these days, I'm gonna get you a nice house. And then them days go by, you realize you still living in that same shack. Potential is never enough. But somebody with real vision, you can tell the difference. Because real vision is by any means necessary. Not stealing and killing, not hooking or crooked, but I'm willing to sacrifice. I'm willing to work 2 jobs. I'm willing to work 3 jobs. I'm willing to show you that I am who I said I am. I will be who I said I can be, and I'm going to show you, not just sit there and bump them guns. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, agreed.
That's assertiveness with potential, not that BS. That's
All
my
right.
opinion.
All right. Next on the box, let's go to House of X. Leo Wamston.
I have to say hell no, because in a simple no with it, girl. What in the world? In today's society, potential cannot be enough, because my thing is, lay it on the table. I'm gonna show you what I could do. You show me what you can do, and then together we should be able to do more. So, because when you settle for just that, then you're looking at this bill and that bill, and everything falls on you. And then the other person can't do nothing. You get frustrated, you get mad with yourself because you're stuck, and you settle for it instead of putting everything on the table and wanting more. Okay, never settle, honey, never settle.
Okay. All right. What are your thoughts, Leo? Ditto for you too.
I agree with what Watson said. You know what I mean? Potential is never enough. You shouldn't base anything on potential. That's not going to get you anywhere but to the welfare line and back, child. And who wants the welfare line, child? Okay. It's glorious or not. Okay. Don't do potential. It's going to get you a happy and that's it, honey. Okay.
All right, Lenora and Elia.
You go first.
Now the potential thing, I think the reason why I say it's not enough is because I look at it like how I look at like games, right? A lot of games now they drop and they don't got all the features. It's just not working. Now I'm gonna give a rating based on what it is. I can't give it a rating based on what you say.
What it could be.
Right.
I can only go off right now. So it's the same thing with the potential thing. I mean, anything can happen. You could be the president. You could have $1 million. I mean, we can't go with the what ifs. We have to focus on what's going on currently. And I think that's just kind of what it is.
Okay. Lenora?
Well, to me, I talk about potential a lot to me. And potential, I think everybody has potential. Everybody has it. So it's there. The thing about it is people don't work on it. They don't have enough faith in themselves. There's a lot of reasons why people don't use the potential that they have, but everybody has potential to be great, be better than where they're at, and try to exceed that. The problem is they don't have the push to be great. And people seem to want to come in there and think they can push that person to be great. And then when they don't, then they want to blame that person while they're miserable because they were sitting up there hoping that they can push them to be great. And I think that's why a lot of people get that misconception of it. I just think that, let that person have their potential and go on about their business. Find a person that is working in their potential to be better than what they are now. So you can still be there with somebody who got potential that's working towards the goal of doing it. You seeing them strive. It's like we could talk a lot of talk, but I don't want to see you just tell me that you love me or you tell me what you're going to do. I need to see action behind that. You can tell me you love me all day long and treat me like trash. And that's how I feel potential is. So yeah, it's pretty much what everybody else is saying.
All right. Ronette?
Well, basically, she stole my answer right there, pretty much. I was friends with the same thing. Like, everybody has potential to do anything. Just
Nice.
like he was saying, anybody, you could be the president, you could be whoever you want to be in life. But if you don't have no actions behind what you're saying, you could say a lot of stuff at the end of the day. Anybody could tell you, hey, guess what? I'm going to wash them dishes later and won't do it. As simple as that. So you could tell me a lot of things, but if you don't put action behind it, and then there's different reasons why people don't have the push. It's so many reasons is out there. You got the lack of faith, you got the lack of confidence, different upbringings. Everybody's brought up different. You have people who was, bullied, people who their own family members put them down and stuff and told them they're never going to be anything and things like that. So they never try to look forward and to try to have dreams of doing anything. I know, when you was kids, you always had dreams. What you want to be when you grow? I want to be a firefighter. I want to be a policeman. I want to be this. And, you get some people that even if it seems far-fetched when it's like, oh, I want to be an astronaut. And, back in the day, sometimes you get some parents like, you can't be no astronaut. We stay in the hood. You can't be no darn astronaut. You better take them and say stuff. But parents don't understand that them type of words mean something to a kid and you just shot them down. At that time, and that plays a part as they get older. Even when you figure a grown adult, in theory, should have their own common sense to know better, to know now, like, I could be anything I want. If that's been hammered on you growing up, then you feel like that's just what it is, and you could have potential. You have people that probably see stuff in you, and you probably don't see it in yourself. A person could, but it don't matter how much you see the potential in somebody. If they don't see it in themselves and they don't feel it and have that drive, it ain't nothing but a bag of hope all day long for you.
Well, that's a good segue into the next clip that I'm gonna play. But before I play the next clip, I'm gonna say hello. We got some more folks that entered the room. Hey Terry, how you doing? Thanks for coming in this evening. Let's see, potential must come with action. So he agrees with what everyone else was saying.
Yeah.
And welcome in, Carnival Cruise Addicts. Hey Liz, how you doing this evening? Thanks for being here. She says hello to everybody. Everybody says hello to Liz. All right, let me see here. Just want to make sure I'm not forgetting anybody. All right, now let me go and play this clip because you brought up a good thing, Ronette, when you said that sometimes, depending on why people haven't tapped into their potential and whether they haven't nurtured it or moved forward or put action on it, and sometimes it can stem from your environment, as you stated, right? So I'm about to play this clip. Let me see. And where is my clip? Hold on. I titled it. Give me one. Oh, here it goes.
Dr. David McClellan at Harvard did studies for 25 years looking into why it is that some people succeeded greatly in life. What he found was as much as 99% of your success in life is going to be determined by what he called your reference group. What he found in working with people is that changing a person's reference group totally transformed the way they think. Why? It's because we are like chameleons and we absorb through the skin the attitudes, the opinions, the behaviors, the style of dress, the style of speech of the people with whom we associate most of the time. If you start to associate with winners most of the time, you find that they have a totally different worldview. They're positive, they're upbeat, they're focused, they're learning, they're growing, they're positive of what they're doing, and you start to become like that. Our relationships determine 85% of our happiness or unhappiness in life. Choose your relationships with care and only associate with people that you like and respect and enjoy being around.
All right. right? That was one. But there was also another one in reference to being able to have yourself in a position to open up your mind when it comes to being able to tap into that potential. All right, here it goes.
Once an individual establishes an intention, and their main intention is to become, I want to grow. I want to be a greater version of myself. I want to contribute to the planet. When an individual establishes that kind of intention, they become available to inspiration. They become available to guidance. They become available to wisdom from their soul that comes in a language and in a way that they can understand and begin to act upon. Now, interestingly enough, most people come through that door through a crisis of some kind. Many people come through it because they're sick and tired of their life. And then they become available. People become habituated to their limited self. Habits are good if, in fact, it's a habit for transformation. People will wake up in the morning and they really don't have an intention. They're just going to react to whatever's going on at the office, whatever's going on with traffic, whatever's going on. But without an intention, you're just kind of being buffeted around by the world. Most people, I don't like to use the word most, but in this case, so many people walking asleep that have an intention deficit disorder. You want to wake up with intention. You want to be specific about your intention, whether it's the healing of your body, whether it's what gift you're going to give to the planet, how can I activate the gifts that are within me and share them. You have to have an intention above and beyond consumerism and just buying stuff that's going to be in the landfill in 10, 20 years now. Anyway, the soul has such infinite capacities, and we want to set that free. It's the only way to fly for bliss and joy and ecstasy, actually.
All right. So that touched on exactly what Ronette was saying about basically it's your environment, what's around you that you're actually consuming, right? But just as this other clip said, sometimes people change or they tap into that potential, or they build some form of intention to do something because either they see it and they want it, or they want to be that, or they're so sick and tired of their current life. They're like, I'm open to just finding out what else is it, because I know this is not it. Right. So let's talk about that a little bit. So since we all are hearing this and I'm seeing a lot of nods, do you think a lot of people allow themselves to become, or they fall for the potential piece because they know, hey, well, this person had a hard life, or this person was raised a certain way and they just don't know any better, so I'm going to help them know better, right? So they get together and say, you know what, this person has the ability to do this. I know that they do, and I don't want to, it's almost like I don't want to give up on the person. I want to sort of help the person and help them grow and help them realize who they are. Because as Ronette said, maybe they didn't have someone to uplift them and get them to do that. Or maybe they didn't grow up in an environment where it was, their soul was being nurtured by their atmosphere, right? So what are you all thoughts on that? And this time we'll start with Lenora and Aliyah.
For me, that is a number one. I think that's one of the number one is I see the potential. I want to be the inspiration to help them reach their goals. But then there's the loneliness. And then he's giving me these fake promises, or she's giving me these fake promises, and that's what I'm going for. I mean, I think there's a lot of different ideas of that, but I think like the one guy said basically, you are who you hang out with. A lot of times that is so true, because you can't always be the light in the darkness. So if there's a lot of people that's just bringing you constantly down, you don't have the encouragement, you don't have the uplift to keep it up yourself. So now you done drained all your energy on this person and you don't have nobody to bring you back up. So then you end up being just like them, either gossiping, being lazy, not wanting to do anything. So that person with their non-potential tail done made you be in the same boat. So sometimes it is like that. You can be as strong-minded as you want. You do need a lot of people that that can encourage you and lift you up. And I do think you should keep people at a distance if they're not on the same page as you. You don't have to like leave them alone as friends, but they can't be your everyday confidant that you talk to constantly. That can't be the person. You need the people that are striving to help you reach your goal as well as they're reaching their own goals. And by them helping you reach your goals is just doing their own goals. Because it's inspiring you to reach it. Like, look at this person is doing their thing. I want to do it too. Is that we connect together in that area, and I think we move better, and then it's a better flocking together. But a lot of times we kick it more with the people that are depressed, always got something negative to say, can't see the positive light or something, and then we keep them around us and wonder why we're not growing and getting better ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel on that like conversation, like, I think you can speak life into somebody. I mean, you can try to bring them up, you can encourage, and you can have faith in somebody. But again, it comes with the works. I mean, faith again without works is dead. I mean, you
Mhm.
say that, and again with this potential, the potential without the work is dead. So you can actually be now, seeing this potential, thinking that you're nurturing it, but actually could possibly even be blocking this person from being where they need to be. I mean, you could be the roadblock. You could be playing like maybe a parental role or whatever it may be. That's kind of handicapping their success. There's just a lot of different ways you can look at the situation, and I feel even when you have a partner, even just like people that you care about in general, it's good to push them to push forward their potential and achieve their goals or whatever it may be. But there's a healthy balance with everything. And again, if you're pushing them and no matter how hard you push, they're not doing anything, at the end of the day, like she said before, that burnout is now laid on you. And here you are without any resources or that energy and strive that you once had. And now that flame has just been extinguished. So now you're in the same position as them.
Right, right.
And like she said, at that point, you ain't got nobody to push you. Ain't
Yeah.
nobody looking out for you. So if you in that position, now you done hit a roadblock, and here you are stuck trying to push somebody else, losing your own momentum.
Right. Agreed. I agree with that. What are your thoughts, Timmy?
Well, Pretty Timmy gonna put it to you like this: hell no, you must go. That's where I'm gonna say it. Hell no, you must go, because time waits for no one. I mean, everybody has went through some trauma in life, but what you choose to do, take it to God. Don't bring it to Timmy, because I can't solve it. I can't save you. You got to save yourself. You got to want to change, to do something different. But you got to come to me with that already saying, hey, I want this, and this to happen in my life. Because if you come, oh, he beat me, man.
I can't with him.
Oh, he spit on me. Oh,
He's so extra.
he would never take me nowhere.
I can't.
Because you probably didn't need to go no damn well. He probably beat you while you were acting up. Maybe I don't know why he beat you. Maybe you was at them Diddy parties. I don't know. But the thing about it is, I can't do nothing with that. Time don't wait for nobody. So my thing is, hell no, you must go.
So we gonna touch on that shortly about time, right?
Time.
We gonna get to that, but
Time.
let's get the thoughts of the other two panelists. So Ronette, I'm gonna have you go first because I see that Leo's not there with Wonston. I'm gonna give him some time to come back. So Ronette, what's your thoughts on that?
Pretty much just piggybacking on what they said. Like she said, you have to, even if you're trying to, like you say, nurture or feel like, because I know, regardless of what a lot of people say about me, Pretty Timmy, about me being mean in some words, I know that I'm a nurturing type person. I'm very nurturing. And I know that regardless you can always, there's nothing wrong just being the human being that you are, the caring person that you are, to try to be that positive with a role model, whisper, or whatever it is to that person. But also, what Pretty Timmy said is that you have to want it. You have to at least be open to receive it in order for what I'm saying to you to resonate in you. If you're not open to receive it, but you that person, you just want to hear somebody say nice things about you, I don't have time. You know,
Right.
I know there's some people love language is words of affirmation. That's great. That's something like for me personally, I have to mentally make a note to say those things. It's not that I don't feel it or whatever, but depending on the person, is like, yeah, okay, I gotta do that. I'm not gonna do that. Are you gonna do something? So the person has to be ready to receive the nurturing and stuff. Because at the end of the day, you're pouring, and like you said, you'll be drained and tired. And then when you're drained and tired, it's like, okay, now what we gonna do? We both sitting over here tired, looking pitiful. You know, and then what? Now no one has potential. Nobody has no energy to do anything. And then for those that gravitate to those that, like she said, that gossip and talk and don't have anything going for themselves, that's because I say they're, for lack of a better term, lazy minded. It was a saying, I don't know if I can remember the quote, and it was Steve Harvey. And he said, basically, to be successful, you have to be uncomfortable. If you're comfortable in whatever it is you're doing, then that means you're not successful. That means you need to step it up a notch and do something else. When you're doing something where you feel uncomfortable, it's like, oh, I don't like speaking in front of people. I don't like doing this, and I'm nervous and this, that, and the other. That's when you know you on the road to doing something. But if you comfortable and everything is just, you could do it like the back of your hand, everything, you stagnant. You need to be doing something else, you know. And I've learned that also. Steve Harvey said that, but I learned that in something that I used to do when I used to do life insurance. I learned that from a lot of millionaires and billionaires I used to be around and hang around, go to their house, talk with them and stuff. And that's what they always used to say. And the funny thing was, I found during that time, I was making money and doing things because my leader, for the lack of a better term, had me doing things so uncomfortable. I don't like speaking like in front of people, and so I got a little bit better with it. I do it. People say, "Oh, you know, you don't look like you know, nervous," but I be sweating, my legs be wobbly, I be feeling like I'm about to pass out. But he always threw me up there last minute. Renette, you're speaking today. Renette, you're speaking today. I'm like, okay, but I was uncomfortable. But during those times, I was successful in what I was doing.
Right.
Even though I was uncomfortable. But then I found when you're just comfortable and it's like, okay, I'm good. It's like, I don't have no money. I don't have no money. Or I don't have enough. I got to do something different.
Right.
So, yeah. And I like that. You got to be uncomfortable to be successful.
Yeah, definitely. House of X, what are your thoughts?
I personally think that, okay, you give the person a grace period, but then they have to have some type of action or show that they want to change. They want to do better. They want to grow. Because I guess I'm going to say it's like what K. Michelle says in her song, you can't raise a man and you can't raise a woman. And then sometimes people get older, but they never grow up or grew. So you can't age someone and you can't baby someone. You over here quoting songs, though. So it's like you could be at level 25 and that person is still like kindergarten. Well, then you don't need to be with that person because it goes back to what I said. You're going to wind up on the welfare line, child. And then ain't nobody want to do this every night. No. In our previous D&Ds, you don't want to end up with a community trade. Girl, don't be doing potential. It's going to get you to the welfare. That ain't going to get you nowhere, child. You can't get no car. You can't get a good job. No education. What am I doing with potential, child? Come on now. So, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Away from the people with potential. That ain't gonna get you nowhere.
I hear that, Leo. So, We're gonna say hello to some that came in the chat, and then there was also a comment before I show this next clip because it actually goes along with what you said about time and doing certain things. So we got Team Reese in the house. Good evening, Team Reese. Thank you for being here. Team Reese says hello to everybody to us in the chat and on the panel. Thank you for coming in this evening. All right, and then we got Terry. Terry says potential has to come with capability, drive, and vision, and that is true. Now, there are some individuals that may have the capability and the drive because they rather support someone else's vision. But even those individuals, they play their role and they know their role and they're very good at that. So I think that the vision piece, because everybody don't have the vision. No. Not everybody has a vision. Some people are here on earth to support those with the vision. And they're very, very good at it to where that allows the person with the vision to only be worried about the vision, which is why you got your CEOs. Their only job is to say, these are our strengths, these are our weaknesses, these are our these are our threats that's out there, and these are our opportunities. And this is how I want to move forward with it. They might not even know how to go about it. But that person, that right-hand person, their COO, their CFO, their CMO, or whatever other chief, their partners, they're supposed to be focused about certain things, the details on how is it that we're going to get there. And that's with everybody else. So Terry, the vision part, I say, is more of a tentative because not everybody's a visionary. And not every leader, has a vision, which is the reason why they really shouldn't be leading in certain things. You have to have a vision in order to be able to lead, but the drive and everything, those people that support that leader have to understand what that vision is so they know what role they play in that. So the vision part, I think, would vary just a little bit for me, Terry. So let's get into this other one in reference to building. Hold on one second. Where is it? And actually, there's two of them.
The first step in that is just understanding what your role is with people. Your role is maintenance, not manufacturing. And I would equate it to like buying a car, right? Like when I buy a car, when I buy it, I expect it to be serviceable when I get it, right? My job is if a tire go flat, I change the tire. If a light go out, I change the light. But all of these things are happening under my watch. But if I buy a car and it's not functionable when I get it,
laws against that.
What the hell am I doing with that car to begin with? You see what I'm saying? So again, I think first things first is just understanding your job. Your job is maintenance, not manufacturing.
It's laws against lemons. I feel like we should be able to start suing people for being lemons in the dating pool.
I agree. I agree.
True, just right. Look up the lemon law on people.
Like I just got this. I'm suing you.
A lot of women are used to dating projects that you have to be a mother for, right? And if you run into a man who's actually healed and, a man of some stature, a man of some integrity and things of that nature, a lot of women, unfortunately, don't know how to show up for that man. Because she's so used to being a mother, she don't necessarily know how to be his partner because she's not used to having that type of man around, right? So people tend to lean toward what they're comfortable with, unfortunately. And unfortunately, a lot of women are comfortable dating projects, even though they complain about them.
Now, and on the other end of that, amen. Because this can be layered right here. And I'll speak on one side and then I'll move to the next. Let's say that this woman is constantly being disappointed, or she has tried to allow a person to show that they are responsible and that they are capable, and she was met with frustration, she was met with disappointment. It was constant things that they dropped the ball on, and so she's had to compensate by being controlling, or she's had to compensate by trying to, exert herself when it comes to responsibility, or she's had to compensate by having to be that parental figure. It could be that, because we could be talking about compensation. And then the other side of it can be certain men actually do not know what they're supposed to be doing as a man in a relationship.
All right. So, in reference to that, what are you all's thoughts about that? About having to, because it also goes back to potential, right? And then we also briefly, because Terry brought up, capability, drive, and vision, and we talked about people playing their roles, right? About, okay, well, if you're the visionary, you got the vision, then guess what? Well, you would want to have someone on your team that can help support that vision, and vice versa, right? The one that can support, you want that visionary, because maybe you don't have let me look at 5 years, 10 years down the line, but you're like, hey, but I'm detailed. I can tell you what steps to go or what route to take in order to get there. So because we were talking about, and you for one was saying, no, potential's out the window, and it's about time. Where at what point do you feel like, in other words, in reference to time, do you feel that there's an age when it comes to time, in terms of, because don't forget, all of us are green in our early years of our life. When you 19, I mean, unless your life you have been met with certain adversaries where exactly what's going on, and you just have this perfect visionary type of mind, then that's one, but that's usually not the norm. Usually your early 20s, mid 20s, you're trying to figure stuff out, right? So with that being understood, at what point does the time kick in? Meaning, at what point do you approach it by saying, nah, never mind, I ain't got time to wait for you? Or when do you go, okay, I'll give you a little bit, I'll give you a little time, let me see what's going on? Or do you think that there's certain qualities or characteristics about a person that, even if they don't know exactly what they want to do, that it still shows that potential is actually actionable, and that person is going to actually do something? And what's the age range for that?
Let me break it down to you. I'm gonna ask, because you got about 2-3 questions rolling here, and I'm gonna start at the top. First of all, everybody can't wear the crown. Everybody can't be a king. Everybody out here that use the word, oh, he my king, or he a king, that's bullshit. Everybody can't be the king. Everybody can't wear the crown, because that's something that's not necessarily given. That's a title that should be earned. I got a friend right now that I refer to as king, but without a castle and his family support team, and that don't make you a king. Because if you out there wilding out in the streets, and if you don't have a home to go to, you ain't got a queen in your life, you're not a king. You're a wandering peasant. That's what you are. You're not a king. That's what you are. You're a wandering peasant. Now, you might have been a king at one point in time, but when you stepped away from your queen, your family, your responsibilities, and you decided to go back out in the street, you became a wandering peasant. Now, I'm going to give you the time frame. When we graduate from high school, we experience in life for the first time getting from the mom and daddy rule, doing what mom and daddy say, from the church, because we brought up in the church, you go to church, God is in there and everything. So we go from 18 to 30. Everything in between 18 and 30, including 20s, is somebody else's ideas, was presented to you, and that's the potential to be whatever. Those are the discovery stages. By the time you hit 30 and you move into the 40 range, you should know what you want out of life. You should know what type of woman you want. You should know what type of man you want. By that time, you should have been beat, kicked, stomped, rolled over, been at the job, called names, nigger, lazy, You done been at a Diddy party. You don't know. You don't want to get that baby all on you no more. You done should about know all of that by the time you hit 30. Because in between 18 and 30, you done did it all and you done experienced it all because your potential at that point is to give them up under your mom and dad and live your best life at that time with your small mind. But from 30 and on out, that's when you want to put that crown on and be a king. You should know what you want. So as a lady, as a man, as a woman, as a whatever, when you meet somebody past that mark, if they ain't got their shit together, ain't no such thing as potential. That's a waste of time. Because if they still stuck in the 18 and 30, you might as well move on. Because you will spend the next 10 years, 20 years of your life trying to get them stuck out of that mode. And they might not never come out of that mode. So my thing is find somebody that you can meet on the same level, that they already done been beat and stomped and hit and rolled over by the car, done been at the job, got called names, done been oppressed, couldn't get promoted from the boss because they wouldn't play in the bathroom. Somebody done been through all of that. So now they've been in the trenches, so they know what it's like to take an L, and now they know what it's like to get a win. When you meet that person and y'all look at each other, and you scarred up and they scarred up, he got you, he got me too. All right, well, let's not take no more of that. So now y'all come together, and now y'all can come together and win. You don't need potential because guess what? At that point, you got justice on your side. Just us to get the hell on up out of there. Yeah, justice. Just us to get the hell on up out of that trench. So that's all you need. That's my point right there.
Okay.
Sure.
So basically, your age range is potential is probably good between 18 and 30.
That's it.
But after 30, you feel like who the person presents to you at that time, that's who they are. You either accepting the red flags or you're not accepting the red flag. It's one of the two.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So,
after 30, it is what it is.
Okay.
No changing.
So we have some folks, and I want to welcome those that did come into the house. We got Meet and I in the house. Welcome, welcome, Meet and I, Meet and Anwar. Thank you for being in here. They said hello to the fam, hello to the chat. They also said wandering peasants. I guess you was talking about wandering peasants,
Exactly.
so they're laughing at you.
Wandering peasants. After 30, that's what you are.
So we also got your favorite couples in the house. Welcome in your favorite couple. Thank you for being here. They said hello to the panel in the chat and everyone. Thank you for being here. And we also have a comment from the chat room. So Terry says, you can't select someone based on potential. You must accept them for who they are currently. If they choose to be something more, that determination is up to them. It's not for you to bring it out in them. They must have the drive of their own. If not, they will not be happy and you will be disappointed. You can't make someone into something that they do not want to be. That is correct.
Wandering peasant. I already said that.
Yes, wandering peasants. Yes, we got that. So Wonston had community trade, and so now you got wandering peasants is your thing now, I guess now. So based on that panel, what are you all's thoughts in terms of your age range where potential is okay? Like considering all the factors that we've talked about thus far, right? What do you feel is the age range to accept potential and work, or say, you know what, you just are what you are, whatever that is, and either I'm accepted or I'm not going to accept it. So we're going to start with Rynette this time since we are moving it around.
Okay. Now, when Pretty Timmy was saying his key word was should. Now everything he was saying was correct. But I was saying the key word in every statement he said should. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. And that's when I'm looking at that and hearing that, I'm looking at it because in theory, that's like the average person who, was a kid lived their life, went to school, played, got in trouble, did the regular stuff, left out at 18 to 20, or went to college or whatever you did, got a job, did your thing, like you said, got stomped, beat between that time, and bam. That's like the average, or the one you would probably look at to do that. But real life, that ain't it. You got some men out here that's 55, 60, still thinking they 19. You got some men out here who, how should I word it? I ain't gonna just say men. You got people, because it's not just men. Let me say people who are still, I say, either staying with their parents. Their parents are still funding them. Their parents are doing things for them. So when you say 18-year-old, you get out, go to college, work, do your thing, and then by the time you're 30, you should be trying to get your head together. Like, I think I need to do right and get in a steady relationship and do some things with myself. That may not always be the case, because you may get somebody 30 that's probably still at home with mama or daddy. It's different if they was out, God forbid, had a setback, because that happens in life. But setback and never left, it's two different things. So when you have those type of situations, what you're talking about is like the average, and yes, and that's like a good female or male in that perspective. But when you don't have that age range seem to differ, just depending. Now, they say, I don't know what the age is as a kid, when you learn right from wrong, right from wrong. I would think that regardless of where you are financially, anything like that, that right from wrong, you should know right from wrong. You should know I want more. You should know I shouldn't be here at my parents' house. I should be in a steady relationship and things like that. But again, that also plays in a lot of other things. It's like a lot of gray area that plays in that. And that's when you go into why a person is the way they are, why they do the things they do, why they're not thinking that way on, like you say, a guy could be 40 and you're, talk about different things, and he's not thinking or she's not thinking about certain things. And you're like, aren't you 40? Like, what do you think? Like, when your birthday again? Like, how you question it,
right.
It, but you just, so it depends. Now, what you're saying, yeah, I figure about 30, 35, yeah, you should probably be thinking about looking, maybe trying to get into something steady, getting something a little bit more permanent, and going towards that, at that time, and in theory, between that time and 40, whatever. Everybody's different. I've met and ran into and know some 24, 25, 26-year-olds who bought their first homes on their own, got their credit right, got a good job, CEOs, got a business and got all stuff going on before they 30. And even myself looking sometimes at them, and I'm like, oh, y'all made me feel bad. Like, and stuff like that. Like, y'all 24 and okay, I'm behind the ball. Let me get my stuff together. But the age, I feel like the age is a number to me. I feel like it's your mentality. I think it's everything Terry was talking about. You got the capability. You got the ones that have the vision. I think I think everything just play a part in it. It's like real tricky when it comes to it. It's a lot of gray and everything being meshed together. So depending on the person and where you are in life may differentiate on the age.
Gotcha.
You may get somebody that's like, some people, look, I'm gonna say this. I ain't hating on no cougars, but I'm just saying, you get somebody that's 65 and this, that may be her boy toy, but then that may be somebody she trying in theory grow with. It's like, what you trying to grow with? He's 25 and you 65. Like, what y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? But for everybody, it's different. So I think it just really depends on each individual on what the age is.
Okay. Okay. So you feel like the age will vary depending on where that person is in their life, basically.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So, Wanston Leo, what are your thoughts? What's your end of your age for potential?
I speak for me.
You know, I said that all night. I speak for me.
Because I don't.
You know, there is no I in team. Okay, Miss Mary. Okay, well, go ahead, Miss Mary, girl. You go first. I'm just saying. Go ahead. You like to speak, girl.
No, you go first.
I think at 27 you should know what you want because that's 3 numbers away from 30.
That part.
Okay, you better get your 27 on, girl, and know what you want. But I agree with what she said. It depends on where you are in life at that point.
Yeah. I would say, as far as for dating, or if you know that you're gonna be with this person, whatever age you are in life, you should find someone that can push you and motivate you to want you to do better. In other words, a go-getter, a person that always striving for the best. Because if you at the age of 27 or 20 still don't got nothing going for yourself.
First of all, if you're in your 20s and you're thinking like you're 19, that's a problem right there. Because in the 20s is a whole nother number with a whole bunch of different responsibilities.
Yeah.
So is you trying to grow up or no? That part.
Yeah. I mean, that's right. Yeah.
You don't want to be one person, honey.
So 27 for you, Wanston and Leo, y'all saying 27.
I guess it would be 27, but
if you want to go a little lower, that's fine. For me, it was 27 because I looked at it and was like, ooh, 30 is not on the door. Where you are in life, stop and think for a second. Okay, what's your next steps?
Right.
I don't know what you were doing.
For me,
what were you doing? That's what it said.
No, for me, it's a little bit lower. Like at the age,
but I was still accomplishing things because I was the king of New Jersey and winning pageants. It's just that was like show life, my regular life. I didn't like where I was, so that's why I said 27 for me. It was like, ooh, what you doing with Leo? Because this ain't gonna last forever.
I think it's a little lower for me because
a little lower, like 22, 21.
Maybe I guess because I come from Caribbean descent.
So what that mean? Americans ain't got it together, girl?
No, what I'm saying is,
you see how he tried to play us Americans? We is proud citizens, okay?
What I'm saying,
we got a whole pledge, honey. You know our pledge.
What I'm saying is, we have a stigma where we always have to be independent. So is
not what you trying to say? Americans aren't independent?
No, it's just how we raise. We're not supposed to look a certain way. We're not supposed to.
Okay, stop, pause, do a Harlem Shake. You talking about Caribbean people?
Yeah.
I seen some of your people, honey. Okay, don't do it. Don't do it. You got people walking around with you were actually faggot dance. Girl, none of that. None of that. Okay? Because I can take you some island people who ain't got their life together, girl.
Wow.
And guess what? They got their community trade, wandering peasants, and they on welfare, bitch. They ain't got no potential.
My family.
Oh, your family. Okay. You can't say island people. I know island people. Yeah, honey.
Oh,
Lord. Listen, honey.
But
there's some island people that are having babies, just be having babies, just keep the welfare going, child.
For me, I would go with the same age, but you should, after you get out of high school, hopefully, you should have some type.
Well, yeah, out of high school is good, but it depends on where your mind frame is. Because at 19 or 20 or whenever they graduate, they still may be thinking 2 years from before. So your brain has to mature as you're getting older. Just gonna be a wondering lesson, honey.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be that in your 20s.
And then it also go with some people. Yeah. Their home training, their mom or their daddy.
I agree with that.
Baby them too much.
Ooh, wait a minute. Pause.
I'm not saying you, girl.
Okay, I'm just saying, honey. I grew up a little spoiled. Okay, my family love me.
I grew up spoiled too, but what I'm going to elaborate.
Okay.
I'm going to elaborate.
Shout out to all the mother boys. Don't do it. Mm-hmm.
In babying a person too much, you don't give them leeway to grow independent.
Okay, I get that. Mm-hmm.
So meaning growing independence means okay.
She's a mother boy.
I'm a mother's boy too. But my mother told me, say, okay, listen, Martin, I'm not gonna constantly buy your shoes. I'm not gonna constantly do this. I'm not gonna constantly do that. So you cut off the giving, and you tell them, okay, listen, you gotta pay your own bill. You gotta go find a job. You gotta go do this. In today's society now,
the people are just lazy, honey.
They don't want to do nothing but
look
cute. The young people, the young people, they don't know that sense of independence. So when they finish school, they don't know what's the next level. So
that's because they spoken at Joanna. Put the Joanna down for 2 seconds and figure out your life, honey. I'm just saying. They want to pass the gun, Johnny. Okay. What the gun is gonna get you? It's gonna get you back on the welfare line. See? No potential.
Look. So basically, Leo's 27, said 27, you need to be knowing what the hell you doing. And then Watson is like, look, you need to know something and have some sense of independence right after high school. So, and that's based on his upbringing. So as we can see, we got a lot of variety of answers here. So Aliyah and Lenora, what's your age range in terms of potential and when potential is no longer enough?
All right. So on the age conversation, I feel like honestly, age is to me, in a sense, kind of irrelevant. Like, I mean, like pretty much everybody's saying, there's different stages in life, and I feel like, you know, depending on age, of course, you have with time comes more experience or whatever it may be, but it also comes, what are you doing with the experience? Like, what do you have going on? And I feel like, again, there is setbacks, there is what your upbringing is, but there are also core values and stuff like that that you learn over time or can gain. So I feel like even when it comes to like the sense of age, like there's people I'll talk to and they can be double my age. They can be, you know, even sometimes triple my age, but still be in a similar mind frame or still kind of be at my level in certain areas where, I mean, to me, that doesn't necessarily equate like maturity or anything to strictly age. You know, you can be at a different place at an earlier age. There's different people who, you know, let's say like what he was saying, you know, you go, you build up and you hit about that 30 point and you should be at a certain point of experience. But like she was saying earlier, you know, not everybody's gonna hit that same goal or walk that same path. So I mean, a lot of people they pick up and fail at different locations and different places in life and even different aspects. You got people who are good with communication, not good on the emotional level. Some people are good on the emotional level. Some people got the knowledge to, you know, make something happen when it comes to a project or whatever. And we've had like really good constructive conversations on like the ideas and, you know, what it takes, kind of like that team capability and all that to say, like when it comes to an age factor, it's like when it comes to potential in age, I don't necessarily think you should not notch that where it's at. I think you should go off of where that person is at that place in time. I still don't think that is an age thing. Say somebody is approaching that 30 mark and is like, oh, you know, he could skyrocket at 30 or he can go either further like down in the dump at 30. You know, there's no deciding factor on where that's going to go. So I think it should still be placed on the now. And I don't think there should be necessarily a stopping point on like we should stop thinking somebody has potential. I just think they shouldn't even be in your pool. If somebody is, say you in the dating scene, maybe you had a divorce or whatever it may be, and you coming in at 60s trying to, you know, get with somebody new. If they're not up to your standards, you shouldn't even be in that pool of water. You know, that's you see the factors that they got and what they got going on. It's not which for you. You got to move on. And I think what the potential conversation is like, again, see people where they at and move on that. You don't want to be surprised by anything. You don't want to wait and be like, oh, I found out that he can actually do this or she can actually do that. You want anything that they can do to now be additional content. Oh, I get to enjoy this. Like, oh, you know, I didn't know
Right.
she started cooking. Now this stuff tastes good. You know, it's like stuff like that. You don't want to be at a point where it's like, oh, she said she's gonna learn how to cook, but here you are eating, I don't know, microwave meals. You eating a Hungry Man or something. So that's how I feel about that conversation. Queen
Okay.
has got a different perspective.
Lenora?
Okay. I'm totally like agree with everybody, but my mind goes totally different when it comes to potential. Like when I was listening to everybody, it's just like to me where they are in their career, in their life. And I don't look at potential in that way. For me, I look at potential of where are you going to strive? Because you can be a CEO, you could be wherever that, but if that's not where you happy at, and that's where you're not reaching the goals that you want because you're only thinking about the money at this moment, to me, you're not reaching your potential. So if you're not reaching your potential, then there I go. I'm not going to get the full you. And that's how I look at it. Like, I I agree completely with Timmy when he says, from this time to this time, you should have a job and stuff. Yes, I do agree. You should kind of know where you need to be. But as potential, I don't want, for me, I wouldn't want a man that is just working a 9 to 5 job, but he's miserable. But he has this potential to start this business. He has this drive. I mean, not the drive, because of course he's just sitting here lackadaisical. But he just has this potential to start a business, but he's not doing it. Well, to me, you're not reaching your goals. And if you're not reaching your goals, you're going to have a hard time pushing me to reach my goals because you're not reaching yours. And so then you're going to give me backlash. And then we're going to have a lot of arguments that I ain't got time for. So I look at potential as I want to see you reaching whatever your true dreams are. Yes, you might be working, starting off at McDonald's because you're trying to focus on your goal. That's fine. And keep building up until you get to where you want to be. I don't want you to be a CEO of a mega company if you're going to be miserable because all you're doing is coming home being miserable. And I got to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. I'm here to help you elevate to the next level, just like I want you to be here for me to elevate to the next level. So when it comes to time frame, it's like, if I'm in a dating pool, please Lord let me not be, but if I'm in a dating pool and I got to meet a new man and he is 60, 50, trying to, he's starting to do something and he's actually building on that. I'm happy because you're building off of whatever you're doing. What I don't want to see you doing is sitting up there looking at me and then got something to say every time I'm trying to reach a goal because you didn't do what you need to do for your potential. I'm not for that. And then I think women jump into relationships going off of your clip because all this was staying in my head. Going off of your clip. A lot of women stop trying to reach goals and deal with guys that they have to push to get to the next level because they have been talked about and ridiculed, because I know I have, because I have high standards. So they always call my high standards, I'm high maintenance. And I'll be like, okay, I never looked at high maintenance as being an insult because everybody in the world is high maintenance. You like what you like, and that's just what it is. I don't care how you go with it. I'm just not gonna go down. My standards are not so high where I can't even reach it. It's just high enough where I'm reaching, and this is my goal. I need you to be here too. I'm not settling for you if you're not trying to move up. I can be with somebody who is barely making it, but you reaching goals, and I'm looking at you striving, and you working extra hours, and you doing this to reach your goal. I'm there for you 100% because I know then you're trying to reach it. Sometimes we fail because we don't have the direction. We didn't learn. I would have been an entrepreneur when I was younger if I knew all the rules about being an entrepreneur. I learned that being older. So there's a lot of times, but now that I know it, I'm striving for it 100%. I'm not sitting up here, oh wow, I wish I could have. No, I just go for it. A lot of times I go too much and I have to say, slow it down. I'd rather see that. So I take it as, yeah, I want him to have his career or a life where he's making income and he got his own place. He got that. I'm 100% with that. But on your potential, I want to see you striving more than what you have, unless that's your goal. If that's your goal to be the CEO or something, and you are in your lavish life, I'm there. But then I'm going with her. She said, if you too comfortable, no, you gotta put some fire under you. You can't be that comfortable, because if something happens, you don't have nothing to fall back on, because if that company goes out of business, then what you gonna do?
Right.
Everybody in a high position is gonna be there. Where you gonna be?
Right.
So
Right.
I'm so I agree with everybody. I just feel like we put them all together, and I just chopped it up and separated.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this is a clip about basically tolerating a build-a-boo, right? So let me just put this up there.
If you don't think you can do better, now you start tolerating those red flags. Ooh. And people be sitting here saying, I can get any man I want, so why are you dealing with this toxic ass one? Truthfully, sometimes it's a reflection of our true self-confidence and true self-esteem. Because if we're willing to tolerate shit like this, do you think the best you can do is the project of the build-a-boo? And if that wasn't the best you thought you could do, why the fuck you doing it? Because let's be honest, man, it feel good on the internet to have all these affirmations and to tell people that I'm a queen and I'm this, that, and other. It feel good to say that. But your relationships are the true test. And you gotta ask yourself, have you been passing? Because a lot of us look back at our grades in this class and we got a lot of F's, D's, and C's. And so, honestly, until you start wanting to do better and do the work to command and deserve better, you gonna keep getting these red flags.
Come on, Ace.
And truly, let's call a buck. The reason you're not alarmed by these red flags is because you full of them yourself.
That's the one.
So that comes from when you was talking about standards, Lenora. So a lot of times when people have certain standards, they do get ridiculed, whether they're male or female, right? They do get ridiculed. And then they're like, well, well, if you won't accept this person for this, then that means that, in other words, you think you better than that. Well, actually, yeah, or I put it this way. Yeah, I was there, right? I was there. The key word is was, right? I was there. So do I want to continue to be there? No, because if I'm doing the work and based on my standards, when I say afford to have standards, meaning I've done the work on myself and went through and got all the scars, right? Scars and the sacrifices or whatever. And we're not talking about just money here. We're talking about anything, developing yourself, whether that's physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, or whatever. So when you have certain standards and so forth, there are people who will criticize people for having standards. And just like Lenora said, your standards is too high. Oh, well, you know what? You'll end up by yourself. Well, the thing is, there's always somebody for somebody. And then the problem is sometimes sometimes you have to be uncomfortable in another area because maybe where you are, you're not surrounding yourself or having the opportunities to meet those people who are thinking like you are, right? Or doing those things that you're doing or wanting to do those things because they just haven't done it. So with that being said, how can I word this question? Do you believe that once you get to a certain age that you're just supposed to settle? Do you lower your standards if you don't feel like you're meeting or you're getting whatever it is? Should people do that? Or do you feel that now is just a matter of, well, now I need to see, I want to see evidence, because sometimes seeing evidence of what someone's potential is getting that from that person for free, right? Example. Okay, a guy may say, well, I want a wife, but I need to know, can she cook? Can she take care of house? Is she a nurturing person? You know, if we had children, you know, can she pretty much think enough or be nurturing enough to take care of that child? And then with a male, it may be, you know, can he do, and I'm just talking stereotypical things. I'm not, it could be either way, whatever the whole ordeal is. But you know, can he lead, right? Can he make decisions? Is he going to be able to protect me, or is he going to be able to provide safety for me, whatever that means for anybody, because it varies, right? Are we going to be okay if we was to get together? So if you do not show those qualities, then a lot of people say, well, I don't have to show them to you because you're not my husband, you're not my wife, you're not my fiance. Like, you're not showing, you don't have me in a position where I feel that we're going to move forward, so I'm not going to show those qualities. And then some people say, well, then how are we supposed to know a person has potential if they're not, you know, showing these qualities and doing these things up front? Right? So my question is, do you feel, what do you feel is necessary for you? And we're talking about you. What do you feel is necessary for you to say, this is a potential that this person has? Are you looking at actions? And if you are, what would those actions be? Whatever is important to you. We're not talking about one thing here. What would those actions need to be in order for you to determine, yes, this person, maybe they was just down in their luck. Something happened, right? They were down in their luck. This is not where they are today, right? When do you say, okay, this person is down today, I'm gonna stick with them, I'm gonna ride with them because they got the ability to come up out of there? What are the actions that you would need to see in order for you to make that determination of, I'm gonna give this a chance?
Well, I'm gonna go first and make it quick because I know it's getting late. I'm gonna say this: a king gonna stand on being a queen. I mean, a king gonna stand on being a king. A queen gonna stand on being a queen. We all want to carry the title. We all want to stand in the position. We all want to be recognized. We all want to get the accolades and everything. So this is the thing right here. You be judged by the company you keep. If you're a king and you hang around with jesters, peasants, are you really a king? Because you're going to be judged by the company you keep. If you hang around with people who steal, then you're a thief. That's always going to happen. If you might not steal in the beginning, but eventually you will steal. And if you're a queen, if you're all in the strip club, watching the girls shake that ass, even though you're saying, she just my homegirl, I'm just going to help her count her money, eventually, guess what you're going to do? You're going to grab that pole. And you're going to get a couple of pins, going to be around, say, girl, don't toot that thing up, girl. You know you want to. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to show your natural ass. So, are you being a queen? So that's all I'm going to say. That's potential. That's how potential runs. It's going to determine by the company you keep. A queen going to stand on being a queen all the time. A king going to stand on being a king. Me, myself, I try to surround myself with kings, but that's not necessarily the case. So I lead, I don't follow. That's the difference. I lead, I don't follow. And then I try to make sure I carry myself to a certain standards so people don't see me in a certain light. I'm not going to be TD Jakes at a P. Diddy freak off.
Well, you just got to keep throwing him in here, don't you?
I'm going to just say that because we all know the truth and we all got the best. And that's the best way to put it out there in layman's term so we all can see what I'm saying. Pretty Timmy say a lot, but Pretty Timmy like to give you them nuggets. So I just gave you some nuggets. Because guess what? Ain't nobody got no video of Pretty Tim at no Diddy party. If they did, I done burnt them damn tapes. Next, somebody else going to talk.
And what's wrong with the strip pole?
Ain't nothing wrong with the strip pole. I'm just saying, you got to beware of the company you keep. If you hanging out there in them streets,
that's right. Or you can do like I did, and you build one in the basement, and you ain't got to be in the street.
They always said, "You be right here in this house." You look, 4092 got a pole. I ain't gonna tell nobody. And my cameras.
You ain't telling everybody.
Look, my cameras, I delete them videos when people leave. I don't save no videos.
Stop lying.
You will lie. You will lie. You will lie. You will lie.
Money bag. Ain't nobody talking to you, money bag. I delete them videos.
My husband is the most messiest instigator you will ever meet. Just want to let y'all know that. Please know that.
Ain't got no baby around here.
It's okay. We ain't got no baby.
All right, go ahead. Next question. What I said is, king be a king, stand around, hang around with kings. Queen be a queen, stand around, hang around with queen. Stay out them streets. There you go.
Okay, so we're gonna start this one with Lenora and the liar for this segment. So, what actions would that person need to show to basically satisfy you to take a chance on them?
When I was dating, those are the things I already looked at. I just looked for it. Like, I wanted to see how you act, how you treated me. What was that? Were we going on dates? If you couldn't take me on a date, what was we doing? Because you didn't have to always spend money. We could have went for a walk or something like that. I just look for potential on how you're gonna take care of me, period. And then the same, I'm gonna show you. I don't have to cook and clean and do all that for you. When you come over my house, when I allow you to come over, you'll see what I am about when you come to my house. The same way I'll see when I come to your house. One thing my mom made me do when I was dating, before I got really into dating, is to write a list of what I wanted in a man. And then when I wrote the list of what I wanted in a man, she said, and how would you be for that man? So don't just write a list of everything you want that man to do and be, and you ain't being nothing for him. Because it works both ways in this relationship. And I tell my kids to do that, and you get a choice to do it or not to do it. But my thing is, then what you want. And I don't think there's an age limit to it. I don't care if I had to start dating now, I'm going right back to that list. What I want in a man is pretty much the same thing. Now, there's some things that I might not tolerate, and I might look at it like, oh, you smacking your gum. I remember that back in the day. I don't think I can handle that again. And those are little nitpick things. You just don't know it, because you don't know everything. You can have that list, and that list be like, yeah, but then these little nick things be like, what you gonna be arguing about later on? But is that something you can deal with? You know what I mean? But I think like a lot of people say that because the first thing they do when they meet each other is have sex, and then they move in together. So yeah, I moved in. Yeah, the man is expecting you to be the house, whatever he wants you to be as that woman, because you didn't do it correctly. We missed the dating pool. And when people say they're dating, that means they're in a relationship. And I'm like, how did that become a relationship? Dating is I'm getting to know you. You getting to know me. Then when we decide we just going to see each other, then we put everybody else to side. And me dating does not mean I'm having sex with everybody. I'm getting to know people. And I think we lost that. And I know people always old school's the best way. And I'm not trying to be like all these other women, because that's one of the things that I've always heard, like, my friends or my sisters will say, well, if he don't get it from me, he'll get it from somebody else. Don't you want to be the one that stands out? Like, I don't want to be like everybody else. I don't want to be like Sally and Tamika and all that. I want to be me. So when you get me, this is what you get. That's just what it is. But everybody's trying to compare themselves to somebody else. And I'm like, the only person you need to compare yourself to is yourself, and leave it alone. And that's just it. So for me, you're not going to always get a perfect way, because when you get together with somebody who's the perfect match for you. You might have been in your head thinking, oh, I'm gonna be the best wife in the world. I'm gonna cook, clean, do this. And you get this one man and he's encouraging you to do all this. And next thing you know, both y'all are splitting cooking and cleaning. And it ain't nothing what you thought it was gonna be, because y'all's marriage is unique and it's meant to match you two at this time. But yeah, we think about I'm gonna cook and clean, but I know I did. I said, oh, I'm gonna be the best housewife ever. I I failed every time I tried to be a housewife. It just did not click. I was like, "Are you home already from house? Oh, I forgot. Let me go in there and start dinner." I just wasn't getting it, and I just thank God that I had a patient husband. I was just like, "This woman is crazy," you know. And then we got to learn each other and build on that with each other. People already expecting this thing that might not actually happen, because I don't think people get the true understanding what marriage is, and they just think of what we saw on TV or what people make us think it is, and it might totally the man might be the one cooking and cleaning, and you might be the one out there um, fixing the cars and mowing the lawn, because that'd be what you do. You know, that's what you're more comfortable with, because you was raised with 18 siblings, so you was out there mowing the lawn, so you're more comfortable. You never know. So it's how the person is treating you and how that person is making you feel. Is that person protecting you? Is that person showing you love, kindness, getting along with your family? Because if your family is a big thing, you want to make sure that person is getting along with your family. Those are things you got to have. And I think you should write down so you can always keep it in mind, so it never changes when you're dating somebody and you actually go with somebody who don't like family, and here you are with family. He don't even talk to none of his family. Like then you kind of messing up the point. 'Cause how he gonna get connected to yours and he ain't even connected to his, unless there's a reason, you know. But that's just my point of view.
Okay, a liar.
I definitely feel like there's a lot I could piggyback off of what she's saying, but even off of what he said earlier, there's the king and queens move a certain type of way. And I feel like if you look at what somebody's core values are, like again, like what she was saying, how they're treating you, how they walk in, or even like how he was saying the company that they keep. When you are around those friends, ask them a couple questions, see what they do when you're not around, or what they could be putting on a show, whatever it may be. So you can get to know what that person is all about. And when it comes to potential and all this talk of a future and everything like that, I still want to say you got to look at right now. I mean, there's potential, but that's what you can grow into. You have to have something, a base to expand. You're at where you're at right now. You could be a sapling, but I need to see that you're gonna go grow into a tree. Like are you watering yourself? Are you doing everything that you need to do to take care and nurture where you're at right now? So when it comes to that point being made, I feel like when it comes to that, it's like I lost my train of thought a little bit, but what I wanted to say overall is, what was the overall question? I forgot what that was. I then got so deep in it explaining.
The question was, what actions would you need to see?
Yeah. Okay.
To take a chance on that person, right?
Yeah. So what actions would I need to see? Again, I feel like what she said, through the dating phase or whatever it may be, you kind of find an understanding of what is personally good for you. And so, there's some different other exceptions that, oh, she got an accent. Well, might be able to deal with it. You might not be able to. There's small stuff on the grand scheme of things. So if you're able to get over it, I mean, it could be a deal breaker for you, whatever it may be. But as you move forward and step into that, then like I said before, there's the potential. You can say, oh, I want someone who can cook, someone who could clean, someone who could do all this different stuff. Well, if you bring in what you need to bring to the table, I feel like, the other person might be more willing to do what they need to do to support you, or what's going to make you happy. So if they're working again on those core factors and doing what they kind of need to do and showing you what they can possibly do for you, you're in a good position.
Okay. All right. So Ronette.
Come on,
you're on mute. You're on mute.
I'll say for me, also agreeing with Lenore said, as far as if you're dating somebody and how they're treating you overall, I'll say for me, for example, and it was different for me. Because like she said, everybody's relationship is unique. Everybody, this person may not agree the way your relationship is, which is fine because it's not their relationship, it's yours. You know, like Tanya said earlier, it's somebody for everybody.
Yep.
You know, and I always tell people in relationships that everybody has a deal breaker. Everybody deal breaker is different. Okay, at the end of the day, some people have more patience than others. Some people don't have no patience for nothing. You know, so for example, I had a friend that she was in a situation. Physical abuse touching me, that's an automatic deal breaker at the end of the day. Period. For her, that wasn't. Why? She tolerated that because of the fact that the sex was actually very good. I don't care. I
Ain't
can
that
go buy
much?
that in the store.
Ain't that much good D in the world?
Right. So, but again, that's my deal breaker. That wasn't hers because the sex was good. She was just that person that she would tolerate certain things because the sex was good.
Girl.
Look, again, that was her situation. So I said somebody for everybody. I'll talk about me personally. My first marriage, 15 years, I was a stay-at-home mom. I'm sorry, I was a domestic engineer. So, no, let me stop. But I raised my kids. My husband at the time worked. He worked, paid all the bills, did everything. I took care of the house basically. Cook, clean, dinner from scratch, all the good things. Now, he shared something with me when we was together. He told me, he said, because he had a stereotype about women from New York. That we money hungry, bougie, bitchs. I said, oh, really? Okay. So he didn't treat me as so, but he always thought that the money, in so many words, would keep me, you know. So he worked, paid the bills, did all that stuff, and thought that that was, but there was times to where I had to show him that, can you run me some bath water? Like that would just tickle my fancy. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how much money you made. Run me some bath water. Massage my feet. Can you fold that load of laundry for me? I've been washing clothes all day. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm the type person, it's the little things. But his stereotype thought it was this at the end of the day. But that wasn't for me. Lo and behold, after 15 years, I left. Okay. My new marriage is different than my first one, meaning that, like Honora was saying, certain roles may be reversed and different in certain aspects. For example, everybody know I love plants. I love flowers. I love being outside in the yard, all that type of stuff. Now, we have a guy that come cut our yard. One of the things that bother me, I love to keep my house looking nice, neat, all that good stuff, inside and out. And when it comes to the outside, that honestly, it used to wreck my brain because that used to be one of our biggest like debates all the time is about the yard. Like, what is wrong with you? Why won't you cut the yard? And his thing was, as a kid, he hated doing the yard because he was forced to do it. And I was like, well, just get somebody to do it, whatever the case is. But there's times to where I was like, I have no problem doing it if I have time. So it's like, I will cut the yard, and guess what? He's in the kitchen cooking. Because it was like, if I'm doing the yard, I'm not coming in and cooking dinner. Okay, I'll cook. He loves to cook. He likes to cook. But to the average person, if they see that, it's like, why is he in the kitchen and she outside? You know what I'm saying? He need to be outside while she be in the kitchen. Now, people may not know it. What if I'm a bad cook? Y'all don't want me in the kitchen. Now, I'm not saying I'm a bad cook. Exactly. So if I'm a bad cook, you don't want me in the kitchen. But if you just see that, it just looks weird to people. But I may be an awful cook. I may burn everything. So y'all might want him to cook, you know? So, but that works for us when the time was. I would be in the yard, he'd be in there cooking, he doing this, doing, you know, and stuff like that. My thing is, at the end of the day, I'm the type of person that I don't care who do it. I don't care if you call Jesus down himself. Long as it get done, I don't care. Long as it get done. You call your cousin, your mom, and the neighbor. Is it done? Okay. We good. Is it done and done right? I have no problem with it. For me, as far as a person showing me something, is when you're dating, if you're showing me, because people say I'm very bossy, I'm mean, da 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 da, whatever. I'm put it out there. I'm a Scorpio, okay? So judge all you want. But I am very easy to please in certain things. Very, as far as like in a relationship, I like a lot of simple things. Very pretty Timmy.
He belched. Go ahead.
Okay.
You gonna kill her, right?
I'm very easy to please with small things. Reason being, like when my current husband, we was dating, at times, I've noticed at times he would listen to things that I said. And I was just like, oh my God, he remembered that from a conversation we had on the phone. And he just come in and he had a Kit Kat and an apple Snapple. Oh, just tickled my fancy. I know it don't sound like much to everybody, but that's what I had liked. An apple Snapple and a Kit Kat. I was happy, or whatever the case is. I'm a coffee drinker. I like coffee. It would be little coffee things, whatever it is. He listened to the lot, and I would forget about something we talked about. He would do those things. He would show me this. He loved on my kids. He did this, and I had 3 when we met. Okay. So it was like all that type stuff. It was like, oh, OMG. Okay. He's showing me this and all this stuff like that. So that would make me want to say, okay, this is potential to be my husband in so many words. Now, it's not saying I didn't have questions in other aspects. I tried not to bombard him too much. I did at times, because he did say he felt like he was under the white light in the precinct type thing when I would question him. But I had to get them questions in. That's just in me, like I am my sister's sister. Okay. So will you see yourself in 5 years? Are you staying where you at? All them important things. Okay. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying? I was, he was doing those things and stuff like that. So then it's like, okay, well, we could do this. He's not perfect. Nobody's perfect, and stuff like that. But, those things are, okay. I say nobody's perfect, but there's someone's perfect for you, if that makes sense. I may look at somebody and be like, oh, I don't know how she deal with that. And you may look at me and be like, oh, I don't know how she deal with that. Everybody's different when it comes to relationship at the end of the day. My deal breaker may not be your deal breaker.
Okay. So, Waston, Leo, what actions would a person need to show you for you to take a chance on potential?
I need millions of dollars. No, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm so tired right now. I've been laughing the whole time we've been here, but that's why I have so much energy, because I'm just trying to like push through. Miss Mario here is falling asleep, and I'm like, girl, get it together, girl. You are 1 in 5. Are you up?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I done heard about a pole. I done heard about a king. I done heard about something about Jesus. Something about a Kit Kat. You didn't answer the question. She said you don't cook. I'm like, wait, what?
You didn't answer the question.
I know. I'm making. You're supposed to answer the question. My job is to do the joke. Girl, get your life together, honey. The question was, what actions do you need, girl?
Some type of stability, some type of independence, some type of something that they can do something. And they want something out of life. Okay. That would be some type of action. Don't say, I want to do this. And then, you're looking at the person's side eye, like, okay, you're saying it, but you're really not doing it, is the issue.
But then you get rid of that person immediately.
Okay?
Oh, you can't do nothing. You got to go, honey. Okay, you better learn how to wash a dish. Take out a garbage can. You better learn how to season some chicken, something, child. Okay.
No. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm noticing is based on the answers, I always wondered, I think that what people usually want to see and what people are looking for are the parts that they don't have currently, right? Because everyone's looking for that puzzle person, right? Like, okay, I know I'm this, but I need the other person to be my puzzle, right? So if you want someone who is, this person has to show that they love me this way, or they have to provide some form of service, whatever that is, just like Ronette said, in terms of, you know, um, hey, can you cook dinner tonight? This is what they're doing. That those are acts of service, right? Whether it's mowing the lawn or whatever the case is. There are um, also other areas such as what Leo said. Leo said, I need you to have $1 million, right? So with him is financial security. You get what I'm saying?
I was just saying that as a joke, but ain't nothing wrong with bringing some money to the table.
Well,
But I came
food
home,
and finance. That's all I heard out of Leo was food and finance. Can you cook? Bring the money, bring the dollars, right?
Cook, yes, because I'm not a cooker. That's not my specialty. That's not, God didn't bless me with them tools.
No,
So
no,
yeah,
no,
you
no.
got
Hold
if
on.
you're trying to holler at me.
But can you cook? Yes.
I can make breakfast.
Okay. It may not be your thing, and see, and that's the part that I think is different. I think that being able to do something and not wanting to want to do it is two different things. Okay.
Okay.
I am not a housewife because not that I can't clean, not that I can't cook. Okay. My thing is I don't want to do that shit. So I work, right? So I go to work. My thing is I want to be outside of the house, and my purpose of making sure the house is clean or making sure there's food in folks' stomach, that's going to happen. Okay. It shouldn't matter whether I'm the one that do it or if I pay someone to do it or whatever the case is, right? As long as this gets done. But the thing is, that may not be something that I need. Well, yeah, I need a man that's going to help with some of those things because I like a nice house. So it's either you gonna help do it or we just gonna be spending some money for somebody else because I ain't doing it. That's two different things. And that's also why I work so hard and make sure that I'm making some money, because when I was younger, there was a lot of shit that I said I didn't want to do. I don't want to do this when I grow up. This is for the birds. I'm not doing this. If I can either make it to where something is automated or make it to where someone else can do it, that's what I'm gonna do. And so my goal was make enough money to not have to do the things that I don't like to do.
Yep.
Right? Or marry somebody who doesn't mind doing those things, during that time, right? Exactly. So because everybody's ways of what those actions that they wanted that person to show vary, I honestly think that it's really a lot of times you're looking to fill a void that you have at the time. And that is the reason why, and I'm gonna say Ronette, because she talked most about her two different scenarios and one side of the coin as well as the other. And the thing is, when her first husband, where it was all about, okay, I'm making sure I provide a roof over your head and the bills is paid, but theirs was obviously, as you saw in the second marriage, it was like, okay, there was, I can't say what he did or didn't do, but you didn't hear about rubbing of the feet or, doing some things to show certain things. In other words, whatever the love language, there was just a disconnect with the type of how a person showed that they cared about the person, right? And then you look at the other flip side, and it was like, ooh, this one, he rubbed my feet, bringing me coffee, he doing it. This is someone where they say, this is my potential. This is what is making me want to take this chance with this person. And this is someone I want to be my husband, which is very different, right? When someone's speaking your love language, then that's where you go, right? You go that way. And so I think that based on everything that was said today, even though, you know, potential is we're not just talking about potential in money. Obviously, we've heard about all the potential in terms of how you treat people, treat you, potential about what a person can be, the potential about a person really just meaning what they say, right? At the end of the day, that's what potential is. You said that this is your potential is what you could be, but are you actually striving to be that, whatever that is? Okay, whether you want to be a rapper, whether you want to work in the kitchen, whether you want to be just a house mom or a house dad, it goes both ways, right? Whether you want to be the one to have a career, whether you want to be, all those things are going to vary for everybody. But I think at the end of the day, there's going to be a time frame in everyone's life where you are not going to settle for your love language not being met. Everybody's going to have that time frame. And what I mean by that is, okay, Lenora, I'll take your example. Somebody maybe fell off the horse, right? Like that's just a term that I'm saying. Like they're not in the place where maybe they used to be, and they're trying to get back up on their feet. The key word is back up on their feet. There's still a history of this person being able to do, right? So do we really look at that as someone with just potential? No. This person actually did those things. This person actually showed that they could. Something just happened in life to just knock them off their feet for a minute, and now they're in the process of actually trying to get back to where it is, right? Which is different from someone where it's okay, you want to I don't know, you want to open a business or whatever. Okay, well, what steps are you taking to open it? If that person can actually say, I'm working on this, I'm doing this, I know I need to get this done, but I don't have the money right now, so this needs to be put on hold, I'm gonna have to get to that later. To me, that's potential, because mentally, as TJ said, this person is physically articulating and telling you, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm going to do, as opposed to, yeah, you know, I would like to do that. Yeah, you know what, it'd be good if we did that. Okay, well, if I'm 30, how many years am I supposed to wait for that? If I'm relying on that, mind you, you know, because person like me, I'll just go do it myself, right? I mean, I'm doing my stuff. Wherever you at, that's where you at. But if I'm 40 or 50, and we're not talking about someone who used to, we're talking about someone who's not articulating, not anything. When do you say, oh, okay, well, I'm 50. Are you gonna feel like you got 20 years to wait? Now, if you 20, you got 10 or 20 years. I mean, you know, and you can still get back in the dating pool and be like, you know what? Them last 10, 15 years, I wasted. I'm good, but I'm still look good. I'm gonna go out here and get me a king now, right? Or a queen, right? But when you 40, 50, 60, you ain't got that amount of time. The next, you going in the grave soon. You going in the grave soon. So, like, do I have time for me to? And you telling me, yeah, I'm moving out my mama basement. I was about to do that, and yeah, I was thinking about getting my own place. But first, I need to find out how what we got to do to get a deposit down. I heard somebody, when folks start talking like that, and you 40 and 50, I'm sorry. That's what. So that's where I stand with me, because I know I've been asking everybody else about their opinions this evening, and I didn't put mines out there. And mine's is, you meet people where they are, and either y'all are on the same bus and y'all going in the same direction, or you not. Y'all are either trying to get on the bus together, because that's what we got with, and I know it's 12:29 and we just got about a minute or two, but you know, wherever you are in life, I feel that the potential stuff is basically what's in you and what are you working on. It just means that you haven't reached your destination yet. Everybody's still on a journey in life, no matter where they are. Okay. So, and success is not a destination either. Success is continuing to evolve and develop yourself as well as others around you. So if I'm struggling, if I'm on the struggle bus, okay, but I have a vision and I have actions that I'm taking to get off this struggle bus. Yeah, most people will be like, I don't mind getting somebody who's also struggling, but they also have a plan. And it's the action that's in motion, and we about to get out the struggle bus together. We about to go and we about to live that thing. It's very different from I'm on the struggle, we both on the struggle bus, and I got a plan, and this other one going, well, what you gonna do? Oh yeah, I don't think, I don't know. That take a lot, don't it? Well, why can't we just stay over here? Because if we over here, it'll take less effort. It'll take, we ain't really gotta do much. We can just do this. But you may have, like, I look, you trying to get from the struggle bus to the struggle train. I'm trying to get out the struggle all together. So I don't know what you're, trying to do. So to me, I feel that usually around the age of 30, and that's just me. To me, 30, and that's 30 in my generation X years. Now, all of us are living based on what our opportunities were during our lifetime growing up. So it's going to vary. You got a younger generation now that may look at us and say, 30, you better know what. Well, I don't know. Well, there's two generations under us. You got the millennials, and you got the millennials are probably like, what you mean 30? You better know what you're doing at 25, at 24, because most of them were doing that, right? But then you got the Generation Z that are like, but I like being here. I don't want to leave. But I like y'all, because they actually like their parents. The Generation Z kids like their parents. Us Generation Xers were so good as parents because we were so trauma struck that we wanted to make sure our kids had everything that we didn't have, that they get all the attention because we were latchkey kids and wasn't no parent at the house. So we did all of this to our kids, and now the kids, they don't want to go nowhere. They want to stay here because they your best friend now. This your best friend. You are your child's best friend.
Yep.
Generation Z's got their Generation X parents as their best friends.
My kids.
The reason why us Generation X's didn't want to be home because our parents they ain't had no goddamn sense. Right?
Nope.
They didn't have no sense, or they didn't have anything, so we had to go. It was one of the two. Either they were crazy, or they didn't have, and they really couldn't afford for us to stay there. Right? So therefore, it's a little different. I didn't want to stay home. I was counting down the days for leaving. 2 days after graduation, deuces, ain't been back since.
Yep.
Ain't never been back there. Never been back there. Won't go back. Still till today, I will sleep on the street before going back there. I just want to let you know right now. So, I think that all of us are saying pretty much the same thing with potential. Everybody has a different different threshold of tolerance when it comes to potential. Each of us have different needs, and I think that's pretty much. I think we touched on everything for this subject.
Yes.
So you look like you had something to say.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. So anyway, does anybody have any comments or anything else to say before we end this live?
No, I feel like everybody covered everything pretty well today.
Okay. All right then. Well, our next D&D subject, what do you think is going to be?
I don't know.
You don't know. It's gonna be something that's it'll be something that's a little more fun. We're gonna be talking about hygiene.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna be talking about hygiene.
You know,
and you'd be surprised where these hygiene conversations go.
You already.
We're gonna be talking about anything and everything in reference to hygiene, and this is not going to be a.
What made you want to talk about hygiene next?
What'd you say?
What made you want to talk about hygiene next?
I just wanted to lighten things. I think we've been talking about men and women and some relationships, but you'd be surprised. Men and women are a little different when it comes to hygiene. And you'd be surprised with even just health, period. Men and women think differently. And when I say hygiene I just say health and hygiene. I put it that way because also in terms of health and taking care of ourselves. So taking care of ourselves from a health perspective, that includes hygiene. But I have some hilarious conversations that I have heard previously that I would think would be very fun to talk about and really get folks input on that because you'd be surprised. Some people know their body, some people don't. And some people don't realize about certain things, and some people do. So that is pretty much going to be our subject for next D&D, unless something else sparks my mind and come together. But either way, it's going to be a little more fun and a little more interactive for the next one. That's a definite.
Okay, now I try to know some smelly people. Oh my. Is y'all probably bathing or not?
Anyway. All right then, y'all. Y'all have a good evening. I thank you. For those who have been watching, all of y'all are subscribed or whatever, but our the next membership live will be a virtual tasting, which is next week, Saturday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be tasting tequila next Saturday. So hopefully we'll see you all there. And
okay, that's what's up. Is we getting drunk or not? Okay.
Okay, exactly. Well, y'all have a good evening. All right.
Bye-bye. Good night, everybody.
See ya.
Yeah, I'm watching the rise, and I wouldn't say I'm shocked cause I'm hardly surprised. This one's for the ride, this one's for who knew I'd make it, just needed some time. This one's for my wife, could've left 1,000 times just to by my side. This one's for the grind, I knew it would happen, just had the strength in my mind. To the videos, they thought I was a black guy. It's hard to get over. I'm foreigner in the sport, but I'm fully devoted. I don't take it for granted that the door's been open. I knew I was different, I knew I was chosen. A breadwinner, but I'm soft-spoken. Authentic like a 5950 and there's no cap. Let's have a toast to that. Let's have a toast for the real.